Hi, it's Kelly again. I was going to try another read. I don't know how long it will go. Hopefully, I'm going to have this room for less than an hour, so it's going to have to be less than that. But I have so much to say, and it feels like, everything's coming in jumbled. So it's almost like I am trying to solve a mystery and I'm only getting little pieces at a time. So even though I don't fully understand it, these are just little pieces that I'm getting. So hopefully it would be nice for someone to corroborate my information so I could know, if this was real. I know a lot of this is real, so I don't really mean it like that. I just meant it would be nice to know where it comes from and what it means to other people so that I could just understand it a little better. But regardless, what is happening right now is I'm talking about, we're talking about someone who's doing something. This is creating an extreme amount of pain towards another person. We'll call this person the star because I have the star here and I also have the sun over here. So I'm going to call this the same person. I'm going to call him the star. And what's happened is they're getting really hurt over here by a group of people, this is the Five of Knives. This is something that is secret. It is something where they are changing the truth and it is causing an extreme pain. I mean, this is so extreme. It can be anything from a world war to just like a complete genocide. There are an extreme amount of secrets, and whatever they've done, they have completely changed and manipulated it. And it is specifically this group right here. They feel like something is theirs or that they're owed something, and whatever it is, they do not want anyone to, it's more than they don't want anyone to know about it. It's so extreme. Whatever it is, it's like this patience card is reminding me of somebody in charge that knows they are torturing someone and giving no relief, okay? And because it's the Ten of Swords, this is the worst it could absolutely get. And it's like they keep telling whoever they're hurting to be patient. And so it's like this long, never-ending torture. And over here, I have the Five of Pentacles, so someone's absolutely lost everything. And then I had the Ten of Wands. So they still have lost everything, and they're basically walking, searching for a place to live. And then I pulled again, and I had the Five of Pentacles again. So it's the exact same card. So it's like this sun is being completely blown over by the elements and the extremism of being completely poor and alone. And having to do everything on their own, and it being extremely painful. Okay, and the whole thing behind it is like, just wait, and it's like they're trying to do something to hold off, like they're holding off on something. They're trying to stall time, and they're manipulating, like doing something completely backwards to whatever is supposed to be done. There's a lot of people involved in this with money and with secrets. They've definitely made oaths to each other. However, the punishment would be delivered. This is something that they hold each other to, because whatever they have done is so malicious. I mean, it's the worst of the worst. I mean, a lot of these things that they have done are simply just the most worst, creepy, sadistic torture ideas that they just feel like coming up with for a game. Like, well, now what if we do this, because I want to see what happens with this. I mean, and this is really disgusting. And a lot of this is involved with love, because you have the sun and the star. I mean, the person that they're doing this to, that they're stealing from and hurting this bad. So this is the same thing that we were branching off and talking about, is like they're giving a lot of extreme psychic torture. So they're doing witchcraft and magic, but they're also doing physical torture to people in hiding that nobody knows about. Okay, so a lot of secrets with people being hurt. I mean, just no one is going to discover them. And it's like they have to keep waiting. This patience thing is really sick, because these other two are being hurt so bad, and you have all of these things where it's like the worst pain. I mean, having absolutely nothing, and it's all day long, all the time, and that is not even considering the fact that you had something once, or that you're going to be something once or again, like that is not even factoring into that. You're just having complete poverty and pain. when you used to, or you still are barely shreds of who you could be, and you're the star, the sun. This is really important. And that this mean group is literally sucking the life out of that. And then that's also physical torture, extreme physical torture. This is stuff that is secret, but they get happy with the pain. And this would be an extreme amount of deaths. And not only that, there's a record of this. And not only is there a record of this, they're trying to get creative on how they're going to keep delivering different types of torture methods, because this comes from the church. And it's like, we're in year 2026 now, and you can only do so much. And the ones that they're starving, the ones that they're sucking and draining and poking and prodding, the really, really scary stuff, these are the stars. These are the important people that keep the earth orbiting. So these are the very most important people. And it's like you got the mean and jealous group who are like, they're not me and I can't stand it, combined with the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hydes. They're like, more torture, I don't understand why. So, and it's like they're feeding off of this pain, okay? While the amount that some of these can even get when we're talking about sadistic torture, like these ones I'm specifically thinking about that are doing this physical torture in secret, they can't even get that. They're not, like, this is a lot of the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde mixed with mean marm with a whip. And these people are like, please, just give me some water. Please, I need to move my legs. Please, please. And they're like, let's see if they can do it for 10 more days with no food. Like, it's really sick. And attached to these different things, like these would be your sick scientists and sick creepy witches that like to hand out the physical torture. They also like to cast people out of society, so you have different things. Like, let's say you have a bunch of people that have been kidnapped, okay? And it could be these stars. So half of the stars have been kidnapped and are being tortured in weird facilities, and then half of them are cast out onto the streets. But either way, it's going to be extreme torture. So when they're cast out onto the streets, or if they're kidnapped, the whole goal is to make sure that nobody ever remembers who they are. Like, they literally just disappeared, or they never existed. They didn't have the idea, they were never even here, kind of thing. And anyone else that's ever witnessed them, they do some type of mind confusion. And this is honestly mixed with some type of witchcraft, because you can only have so many people running their mouth before a logical person comes in and is like, excuse me, where's so-and-so, or something like that. So this is where gifted people throughout time have been hurt. And so you have a group of people who know how to do this. They're writing your obituary before you died. They're already, sewing you up into a leather bag. They're making cursed items for you to eat. They're very aware that they're stealing your beauty, and then they're making your life horrible so that you can't have any type of home or business or stability of your own. They know that. Some people get off on physically watching that, and then some people get off on absorbing your beauty and your life force and your creativity from a distance. But they are combined. This is something that they do together, and it is attached to the specific star that they're stealing from. It's attached to their innocence, it's attached to their purity, it's attached to their emotion. So if you've seen the movie Monsters, Inc. 1, when they go in and spy on the professional scarers, and then you go and see like how much energy that the monsters can extract from scaring someone, and then how much energy protects the town when everybody's laughing. So there's a huge difference between being a star and shining because you're happy and you're creating and you're protecting, and then being electrocuted and having that sucked away from you. So that's what we're having right now. Is you might find, even especially if this comes to the light now, new labs and torture facilities where a lot of things that have already been done and recorded in the past, extreme physical torture is being done and recorded. And this would be to people that they have in facilities now, like long patient interim, or this would be people that have been kidnapped that you have not found yet. And this would be people that are not only recorded on the experiments that you're doing to them by afar, this could be outpatient care, and it could be your neighbors and people that you have cursed that you've watched their lives fall apart. But there are records of this. I'm definitely sure that there's records of this because they have done this for so many years. And so you can imagine you have a star, and now all of a sudden the star wants to have a family, a counterpart. So then you have a family of stars, okay? And by star, I just mean they're shining bright because they try, they care, and they love each other, and they have a dream. And their dream could be very small and just a very small little home, just being together, or it can be very big and then wanting to have a business and a lot of kids and, really be in town and make themselves known. So it doesn't really matter how big or how small, but a lot of people that are doing this do not want this star to have a family because we don't want 10 little stars around. That's going to annoy the F out of us. We're already trying to make sure they're non-existent. So you really do have to remember that. And it's like they work hard on destroying you while you are working hard on just living your normal life, just existing, shining, being who you are. And we all have the same tools. That's what you like to say. Not everybody has the same tools, but yeah, I mean, most people are just trying and working with what they've got. So I mean, they can't stand anybody that is already down on their luck or that continues on a dream or has a new dream or wants to fall in love with someone that is, they're not allowed to. But it's like, the people that are making the rules, they're just simply the people that want to burn this person's light, like snuff them out. So that honestly would not matter. And you're not allowed to be curious about anything. You're not allowed to dream. You're not allowed to wish. You're not allowed to want to succeed in anything, because if you do, all of a sudden hope is alive. And they're trying to get rid of your hope. So the more that you're in pain, they're feasting off of that, and they like it. Like they're not happy unless you're like, no, please, like, just wait a little longer. And I'm trying to think of, I used to have to be told to wait outside, for my parent to come and get me, and I'd wait outside, and all of a sudden it's dark, and my parent didn't come and get me, and then I'd have to go home and beg to come back inside, and then I was told my parent forgot me. But it's like, did my parent even know that they were supposed to come and get me? I don't even know if that's true. But it's these weird little things where it's like, no matter what, no matter how hard you try, you're still being tortured, or you've done something wrong, or it's not good enough, or you just have to keep waiting for a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And so it really does hurt this person from the inside out. And that's because this magician here has a plan to make sure that you literally never have any happiness. And that could be in any type of family relationship through any generation. So it's like, you don't have a relationship with your elder, so you don't have any advice. You don't have any relationship with a parental figure, so you don't feel nurtured or safe. You don't have, good relationships with children and peers your own age, so you not only feel left out and insecure, you feel like you have to choose sides, and then they want to have you compete, and then stress you out because you're always feeling like you're not good enough in whichever way. And this person does not want you to be in control of yourself, doesn't want you to shine, doesn't want you naturally to be attracted to anything that inspires you. And I'm talking about wholesome relationships. I'm not talking about incest, which is a lot of this weird little churchy stuff does. And then they make people feel guilty, and you're like, you did that to me, and now you're like making me feel weird. So that's really important. A lot of families do that, and then they feel like they're the bad ones. They're like, well, it's your fault, you sinned, and it's all this creepy stuff that no one was even knowledgeable of in the first place, and all it does is create extreme fear. And that's the victim over here that's afraid. So that's really scary. Yeah, I mean, they're afraid of the person that is torturing them. They're afraid, especially if you're talking about men, they're afraid that they can't be sensitive, like boys can't cry and things like that. Especially if you're talking about all these women that want to be the habeh now and switch gender roles. I mean, they're really trying to demasculate any man by stealing something from them really heavy. I mean, it's like they're afraid of what they're going to lose. That's how hard, how bad that they make these guys feel. And then all of a sudden it's like they're literally like frozen. They feel like dead. Like they feel like in shock, but like dead. I don't know. It's like whatever you did, whoever saw something, the watcher, whoever, it like tore apart this King of Cups. So like he doesn't feel like he can be a King of Cups. Like whoever this King of Cups was, feels like he can't be sensitive. He doesn't have a business. He can't protect anyone. I do feel like he's feeling physically weak, and so he might be close to this person right here, but he's tired of fighting. This person might have a counterpart. So all of a sudden this person jumped out. This King of Cups is like a male who feels like they can't be sensitive, but also feels like they're really close to this person. So this person can be your rules, your laws, your books, your Bible, whatever, and it can also be the person coming to collect, you know, and that's male or female. But whoever this King Cups is really, really tired. And it's because of women and the law. Like whoever this King Cups is, they literally feel like they cannot move forward. And this is a professional. So this is a professional. They could be retired. Whoever this professional is, they were really, really good at their job when they were active in it. Like I was hearing active in this service. They're really, really passionate about it. It's like if you were a good cop, bad cop, it's like they're the cop. They get it done. Like to save everyone. Boom, it's done. Everyone's safe. So it's like they're really good-hearted. They're smart, but they're really passionate. Like their heart takes over. And this person knows or worked in some type of a job where they were trying to catch a bad guy. Like they're really trying to catch someone in secret. It's like that's the whole point of working for law enforcement and special forces, is you're trying to catch somebody, a criminal who's doing something illegal in secret. And so whoever this person is, that I'm speaking of, this King of Cups, used to work in law enforcement, still does, or in some type of government or a church, some kind of facility where they had information, they were supposed to be in charge, and now they're not anymore. So they're really scared. They're scared for their family, and they're scared for children. So, and he feels like he cannot get through. He knows about the church. He knows about, so when I say the church, that's something I'm not aware of, but that's the phrase, that's the way it comes out of. He knows about an Empress and a Queen of Cups in danger. And he has information on recording. He has evidence. So I'm just letting you know. And it's like whoever's watching this, he's like, I'm letting you know that I'm done being scared. It's your turn to feel scared. Whoever is watching this King of Cups that was afraid to feel sensitive, that has a really good heart, that you trapped, that you really made not be able to have any type of anything. I mean, like this person is literally like, I mean, completely wiped out. Like he can't even have a conversation with you. Look how tired he is. It's like when you're running, and it's like if you have a conversation with someone, you're not running fast enough. It's like that. Like he's being worked to the bone. And also it's like he can either be older in age, he could be physically sick, or just exhausted by his daily activities. And I know he has evidence. This is part of his previous profession, or still is. He just can't get through the door. And I do feel like this person, like if you were going to read his energy, he would be saying like, I am aware and I do have evidence, so I'm done being intimidated. And I feel like his energy would be saying like, I'm aware of what's happening, and I'm still working to protect is what I would feel like this person's saying. Yeah, like even if their badge was taken away, or they lost their position and they were demoted, or they're retired, you know, they're still trying to say like, I'm still like I'm still here. So this would be somebody, yeah, it could definitely be a detective who's not. It could be somebody who was confused. It could be somebody who, you know, something was stolen from them. So it's like you took them off kilter is the feeling, but they're still here. And so just like the read that I did before this, I still have that same feeling, is that not only did you send these attacks against people, and they were highly illegal and extremely malicious. There is a record of this. There is historic record of this from people doing this, from previous generations, and then there is record of this, them doing now new, what can we do next? So continuing on this type of evil, sadistic torture. And then if you're thinking about extracting energy from someone, that they just get off on that, extracting that tiny little bit that they would get off of extreme torture for someone. When we all know that leaders who inspire and, us to make something of ourselves, who give us a lighthearted, I can do it energy at the end of, our experience with them. And that's just them existing in their own light in themselves. And now all of a sudden you've gotten some energy from them, but it was, they gave it to you because they wanted to, and it was because it was natural, and that's how you received it. So you have these jealous weirdos over here. I guess we were going to call them jealous Betty. So I'm a bad bit, where it's like they're hiding in the background. It's like, you could volunteer too. Okay. I'm just existing. I don't you're working hard. You're working hard on hating me. Like, that's the feeling from anyone else. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, I have to go to school. I'm seeing like teenagers now. It's like even middle schoolers, like, I have to be here. Like, I can't help that I'm sitting at this flipping table. I didn't want to pick a partner. But you have an issue with me. And that's the feeling of someone younger. And then that's the feeling of older people. Like when you're talking about going to work, I have this a book up here, Working with Bees. And it's just like, this is so frustrating in whatever profession you're in. And it's, you can be a student of anything, but especially when you're in a profession, it's like, well, you always want to get a promotion or start your own business. It's usually the next level of wherever you're going to go. So then you have to fight that. And, they do say new levels. And that's why it's really hard. And then if you get aggressive about it because you are a person on mission, then they call you crazy. I know. So hopefully a lot of people can figure out a way to catch this Seven of Swords. I know that they feel like they're also trapped. I feel like a lot of people that want to say something that were involved in this group are also people that maybe have done something that they're not proud of, whether they intended to or not. And usually the best people, they make feel the guiltiest. And all the while you realize you actually weren't as bad as you thought you were. And your main job now is just trying to survive. And then you do realize that that was the whole goal in the first place to these people over here, is to make you completely scared so that you cannot survive. And that's why the color red is so significant if you look at energy. Okay, and we could get into the bull and races and stuff like that later, but if you're thinking about your root chakra, your Muladhara, that is your connection here to the root, to physical matter, to physical safety, your right to have shelter, and your right to be safe in a space to create. So that is what has been stolen here. Like, that is the main thing, the main theme of these Marms and these Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hydes, and that's the whole reason why they do this weird witchcraft stuff, and they poison you, and they secretly do it from a distance, and they're trying to wrap up your eternity by creating your death. I mean, this person thinks that they're in charge of, it's almost like the Chariot card, but at a standstill. So it's like, they're not going to let you go anywhere. You're like, please, I need to move. Let me be free. Like, this is a captive. Like, leave me alone. Let me be free. And they're like, I don't think so. I don't think so. And they get more and more people on this. And so you have half these people, they're doing these weird, creepy crafts to bind you. And then you have other people that are like, look at me, look at me. So you do have an extreme amount of groups. Meanwhile, the person they're attacking is like, help. So it's so big right now, and it's going to continue to grow. It's like, who else are you going to take out next? Like, I can see a lot of it, they call themselves righteous people, but again, I wasn't raised religious, but it's the same feeling like, well, how many of us are you going to attack when we're on to you? You're either going to continue to deprive us or remove us from our families and our homes, but we are catching on to you. Like, there will be no one left, and you're gonna have to eat each other, a type of feeling. And then when you eat each other, it's gonna taste really bad because you guys are unhealthy. Like, it's that feeling. And they just don't want anyone to have any type of happiness, which is, it's like, it's total creep show, because it's pure I just don't want you to be happy. And that's why it's funny and disgusting. And also, it's a horror show. Like, if when people find this out, because there are these facilities, and if they shut this down, and when they shut this down, you will see, like, it's a shock and horror. You can look up, like, photographs that were never deleted from history. And then, I mean, a lot of it's classified. But if you could see, like, some of the records from World War torture, I mean, it's a shock and horror. So they spend so much time trying to dumb people down and make them numb, so it's like they don't care, but like, it's shock and horror. So then they take little kids into these places to shock little children. They're not developmentally ready in any of their bodies to be able to handle that type of shock and horror. So it's like they're just getting off on pure pain. So, and they don't want anyone to just have it all, which is the weirdest thing, because everybody could truly have it all if you weren't a lazy creepo, if you weren't, jealous of your neighbor and trying to send them away. And then what's weird is they send their neighbor away because they don't want their neighbor to marry like the new girl in town. But then it's like their neighbor didn't want to be with you in the first place. So then even if they tricked the neighbor into being with them and sent the new girl away, it's like they're never going to be happy with the person they tricked. And so that's when they start emasculating, especially if it's a male, and then they just keep working on betraying the male. I mean, that's your average household, okay? Well, or female, but I'm just saying, it's like that's your average marriage and average household, because you just betrayed each other into being with each other, and then now you're just angry with each other. So then you see, a happy couple, the 10 of Cups, or, someone working hard and the 8 of Pentacles, trying to be themselves as a high priestess, or, just doing something, and you don't like it. So then you have to take control and tear them down all over again, even though they have nothing. Like, it's not even you. It wouldn't be your age group. It wouldn't be someone you're supposed to be married, by the way. Like, all these other reasons, just because you can't stand happiness. And that is, again, what I'm still curious about, if anybody knows why it's attached to the Bible and certain types of witchcraft, because it's like it is a type of possession where it makes you jealous and angry. Like, they smile at you weird while they're withholding from you, and you're really crying, and everything that they did to you was a complete rape of your being. And you're looking at them like, what did you just do? And they're looking at you like, just sit there and take it. And so it's everything about it is wrong. It's very, very wrong. And so it's definitely jealousy, and you're talking about everything from somebody's creativity, which in any way, and that can be, we'll just leave it at that, to somebody wanting to fall in love. And in creativity can also be like their physical strength, okay? So whether they are creative in a way that they can use their brain and they can make something for people to visually see, they also can be physically strong and righteous, and their solar plexus is strong. No matter how many times you attack them, they're still a good person, very, very solid. So then they attack the next one up because they don't want you to create any type of family. So then they're gonna, attack your womb. It's so that you can't be powerful. I mean, they all work together, but sometimes the solar plexus and the sacral chakra can blend. So it's like, if you can imagine, it's like they're always going like reversal, up and down, and then through each other, because they have to activate each other from both sides. So it's like you have to feel strong enough to find your right partner, but you also have to feel connected to the earth. But if you don't feel connected to the earth, then you have to work on your inner power to connect you back to the earth by feeling alive and in rhythm. So it's like you're always working on all of your energy centers at the exact same time. And so somebody like this, who's just existing, working on themselves, these people cannot stand it. They don't have the patience for that, even though the ones that they're hurting, like, just have a little bit more patience, just work harder, just keep going. But this person has no patience. This person is probably extremely claustrophobic. They're always in a hurry. They eat really fast. They're attack, and you're like, whoa, man, you didn't even read the directions. That's this type of person. They can't wait to hurt someone. And they're very, very aggressive. It's like you're supposed to be on a team with, like, and then at the end they're like, hey, every man for themselves. You're like, what? It's gonna be this person, okay? So And this is in both groups, but specifically if we're talking about like these type of books and stuff that I'm having here, and the aggression and the jealousy from the neighborhood watch, that if you were going to specifically talk about comes from like a feminine side or a woman side, they really like to harm, like smash you, wah, smile and leave, and then just get the satisfaction of knowing. And then they also like to trap more innocent people and be like, oh yeah, and then it's like this person all of a sudden is completely trapped with all of their whatever, and then they feel like they can't get out of it. So it's like this person here is an everyman for themselves, but they're the ones who created the group, because they simply don't want anyone to come together. Like, they don't want any type of unity, period. So that's why a lot of times in history you have like these two really nasty couples together. It could be two mean girls. Like, it's rarely two mean guys. You ever notice that? It's really two mean guys that are working together. I really don't know why. It's like they usually go off and do their own thing. It's like everybody wants to be Neve Campbell and Wild Things. You know what I'm saying? But either way, a lot of times you have a man and a woman in couple because they're pretending, you know, in society, but they're not in love, but they both like torture. And then they get along because they're splitting roles however they want to. And it's always to attack somebody from just shining naturally who they are, and then anybody from having love in their life, like actual love and happiness, because these families don't actually have love and happiness in their lives. And this is the family that's like the dry party, and they're scowling at the man and wife who are kissing and smiling, you know, over in the corner and just minding their own business. So these are and this is the couple that's like pissed. So they have the big friend group, and they're like starting the rumor about the couple that looks happy kind of thing. And then their spouses are they're not in love either. So it's like later, that's how you get more people in your little friend group to hurt people, because they're like, you're right, F them. And now all of a sudden they're in these weird orgies, and they're doing all these weird like mix and match things because they're not happy with each other. Meanwhile, this person's just over here smiling. And these innocent people are like, stop. So it's a total creep show. Okay, I guess I'm going to stop this one. It's kind of a short one. Or am I supposed to keep going? I honestly don't even know if I'm going to post these because I don't know. I really hope this is true, but I'm just kind of shuffling, not really shuffling, I'm just like opening my cards. And it does feel like hopefully if you're seeing this message, you might know that what I'm talking about, and you can help me. It does feel like they target people. Like I just saw the Hunger Games and I just put it away, but I feel like, especially in this deck, the Queen of Cups, there's a calendar behind here. So it's like this, in the middle, she's the Nine of Pentacles, and she sort of is set, it has it all. And then over here, this is the Wheel of Fortune again. So this can be anyone from trying to spin their own story to somebody who's seriously just trying to make it and be themselves, and then might eventually have some kind of fame through whatever it is that they're working on independently. But then we have these gypsies over here, these Three of Coins, who would want to remove the stability. So still this person, again, if they're spinning the story for whatever they want it to be, they obviously work with this person. Okay, this is their advisor, and this is the person that they go to that they consider a little bit, you know, lower than them, but to do their bidding, okay? And then if this is the creative person that's just doing their own thing, then is finally either about to become successful or just became successful, okay? This is also not the person that will take the bribe. This is the person that is like, excuse me, I am Hush. So I don't think so. And they're right on the verge of having some kind of something publicized, whether it's like they're going to publish a book, they're going to have a collection that is about to come out, maybe they're going to make a movie, or they just found some information like it's my story, or they're going to be on public display somewhere, okay? But it's something that they made, because this is also the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like whatever they created, it's like they made it. They made it to the 10. So this is someone who's not going to stop. These are two different types of person. So this gypsy over here was obviously hired by someone else to knock this person down, to spy on their creations, to send them spiritual attacks, and to change a story about them. Right when this person's on the cusp of doing their own thing and being exactly who they have intended to be the right way, someone is going to try to come in and get in the way of that. And then I have this other deck here with, these are the 4 cards on top. So it's like, here's the Nine of Pentacles against a man or a woman. It's like they're finally about to reap what they've sowed. So they made this, they finally got it, this is their creation. And then here's someone, the wedge in the way. And this one, here's the Two of Wands, like they're just about to leave. Like, let's say they're going to start a new family or a new business, or they're going on an adventure. It's like, this is the Two of Wands, they're just about to leave, they're planning, they're preparing. And then it's almost like, for some reason, it's like they're teetering on the edge, but I feel like they get injured. This could be someone who's either recently got physically injured, or it's like now all of a sudden someone's like not sure of them, because what's on the other side of this is the Empress, and either they're the Empress or they're on their way to the Empress. Like, this person's ready to leave, they have just received, you know, a payout of whatever they've worked hard on, and then here you have someone in the way confusing them, and now they're almost changing their mind or they're not sure. But what's on the other side is the Empress. Either that's going to be what you are intended to be, because you're about to get your even a bigger payout, you know, because you're about to get your 10, or that's someone you're trying to get to. But then it's like all of a sudden they feel like they're going to be in defense mode again. So it's like, for whatever reason, whoever this person is, this Nine of Pentacles, because this is not someone who's going to sell out. They're either going to get the Empress or they are the Empress. So for some reason, whatever this person is thinking about doing, they're already in defense mode. And if they're about to be the Empress or they're going to get the Empress, this is the all of the all. Like, this is who you want to be at the end of the deck, or this is who you want to get to the end of the deck. Like, if you're getting to the major arcana, like, you're settling into an archetype that you're going to settle in for a very, very long time. That's going to be your job. So that's very serious. But whatever is happening is making this person feel like they're on the defense of something already, and they don't like it because they can already start to feel like that. And then that's either when it starts to happen, when the witchcraft seriously starts to kick in, because they're like, oh no, we can't let anybody know they're a star, you know, or it already has happened too fast, and they get really intense and really severe, and now all of a sudden everybody's entire world is crashing down. And it's a really big deal. And almost like when it's this big of a deal, this would be like where it's publicized. So, and it would definitely be with somebody who has a natural gift that possibly has evidence, that wants to come forward and bring something to the light. And it could be someone who actually can naturally commune. Like, all of a sudden I'm getting like, there's somebody that can actually naturally commune in church. And like, I've never been to church, but like sometimes if you're like, I spoke to Jesus last night, they're like, oh, great. Take all the time you need. Something like that. Where it's like this person feels like they've always been able to do that since they were a child. And it is part of like their job as well. So they do know something about the difference between having, you know, the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. Like having a complete happiness, and then people being sent away from having complete happiness. Yeah, like it's something through the church. It's like it can either be good or bad. And if you show that you're too happy, like if it's a real, genuine couple in love, they know this couple's in danger for some reason. This is somebody who actually, maybe they're a pastor or they give sermons. They're really helpful. Like they know about whoever this person is who gets sacrificed. It's a lottery, and it's somebody who is intended to be really successful. It could be a mother, you know, but it's intended to completely send her away to non-existence, but to make her feel the most pain possible. That is why it tears me up. And when people find out, it's like not only to hurt her, it's to hurt her children, like any descendants. And you can think of your children as like anything that you're making, your creation of your legacy that you've worked for your whole life. Even if it's one little drawing you did, or one little poem you wrote, you know, or one little thing you built, even if it was a prototype, something you made. And then on top of that, any children that you have, like physical children, okay? So that's really serious. And this is the Queen of Cups. So this is going to hurt someone to the absolute extreme, tear their heart apart. And it's something that they do not see coming. They do not see coming, but an entire group knows about it. An entire group knows about it. and they do it fast. This is something that they find out. It's like almost like a star has been activated, now it's time to go, because whatever happens is they get angry. They get angry and then they start to attack. And not only do they attack the star, they're also pretending they're the victim, like, oh, I gotta get out my Bible, I'm not gonna let blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you're actually the person attacking. You're the one going full force on this person while pretending you're the one getting attacked. So a lot of these people are these girls right here. I'm gonna be honest, and you don't have to be overweight or anything like that, but I'm being serious, where it's like all of a sudden, oh, maybe you can't see the card. A lot of these girls are these girls right here. And it doesn't have to be about your physical weight, but it's kind of just like it's a little bit like dollar store. And I can make anything work with dollar store gems, but like if you don't ask a proper, stylish person, it's gonna look like you don't clean up your yard trash. Like, I honestly, I'm not really ready to describe the softball twist yet. But this is like a level down from softball twists, okay? This is like, a girl, wash your effing dishes, B, okay? Clean up your F before you say anything about anyone. And all of a sudden she's like, got her, and like, excuse me, like, could you clean yourself up? We know exactly what you're doing. So anyways, I guess I'll stop that one there. This girl is definitely mad about relationships. Like, she's jealous just to be jealous. She's jealous because she's nasty scab. Anyways, okay. All these people get off on destroying an innocent person's life. And it's really sad because they're innocent. So, like, look up the word innocent. That's the English word for I didn't do nada. Okay? Not guilty. So, okay, thanks, bye. Hi, okay, sorry, it's Kelly again. It's still February 13, 2026. I was just putting away my cards and then more kept coming out and what I was just talking about. So I'm just going to try to add this on and make it really short because I'm still sitting here, but I have to clean up. So when this one I'm talking about, the second part after Neighborhood Watch, is I'm titling it Spinning Fates. And I'm talking about these ones right here who deliver all of this torture. They just want you to have patience and keep trying harder and keep figuring something out without the pieces and keeping hurt while you're trying to please, but you can never get anywhere. This is so it's attached to the witchcraft. Obviously, it's attached to different types of torture, because we had how they were doing all of this. This is extremely malicious, painful torture that they're doing over here. In addition to hurting them physically, they want to be in charge of their fate. This is the Wheel of Fortune for the third time that I've got this card for this same read, and it's like they want to be in charge no matter what, whatever their story is. This person gets mad if they stub their toe and they blame the kids. It doesn't matter what it is. This person just wants to be in charge of the story of not only whatever happens to the person that they're punishing, but they want to be in control of however that person is living. So what they do is they specifically attack an Empress type of person, because this is just like the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Wands. This is a very nurturing, protective person that never stops having ideas and creations. They're just naturally a loving person because they don't have time to be angry and jealous like this person. This person right here is the complete opposite of an Empress. Okay? Very, very opposite. They take care of themselves. They like to dream. They like beauty. They just really appreciate everything in their surroundings. This person over here is only focused on hurting someone like this. That's the only thing they're focused on, which is really, really disturbing. And then they want to take it into very specific details on how everybody views this person over here. And what they do is when they find an Empress, someone that's either going to become an Empress, they hurt them when they're a child, or they do that when they are a little bit older. They attack these people. And not only does it attack them mentally right here, it attacks them physically. So the Nine of Wands the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands would indicate that this Empress here is in extreme pain, extreme pain. And at the same time, this person over here that's creating the stories and blocking everybody from figuring out how to help this person, they're sending that person away to be all alone. And they do that through the law, or they just do that through the neighborhood because that they think that they're in charge of whatever they are doing to that other person. And then it's like all of a sudden nobody can get to this person, and then this person is all alone as if they never existed, and they really just eat this person from the inside out. And so the Empress would also be the star of the sun because she's the life force. And then this person over here that's actually not patient at all is not only creating her own story, she's creating the rules and how she's going to hurt people, and then she's hiring everyone else to also attack. So it's like no matter what this Empress does, it's like she doesn't have a chance, whether it's a man or a woman, because the law is involved. And whether it's, code enforcement in your neighborhood, or the actual real law where you're innocent or you're bound or you're tied where you physically can't get out of that. So just to give you more of an idea of the types of people and how they're trapped. Okay, thanks, bye.